So here we are. Today we are reviewing the Cordoba Fusion 5. And as the name indicates, this is a so-called fusion classical guitar, meaning that the neck is a little bit thinner. At the nut we have 48 millimeters instead of the standard 52 for most classical guitars, allowing us to finger a little bit more easily, especially if you're used to electric or folk guitars like I am. And in theory, it should also allow you to bring down the action maybe a little bit in order to play faster leads. So in this video, you'll be hearing both the guitar through a microphone. Here I'm using the Shure KSM32, which is a fairly neutral studio microphone. And you'll also be hearing samples of how it sounds through the built-in preamp. As you notice, this has a cutaway, as most so-called fusion guitars do, allowing access to the upper frets, which is pretty easy on this guitar. And we have a cheaper type preamp on the inside. Now it's difficult to see, but it consists basically only of a volume knob and what I assume is a tone knob, which I'll go through. But I didn't hear much difference using this other knob, whatever it's supposed to be. I believe it's probably a tone knob. And here, as you can see, we plug in a standard guitar cable here. I'm going straight in to my audio interface, so you hear what that sounds like straight. I'll probably add just a little touch of reverb maybe to liven it up. And here you have a slot for a 9-volt battery that is used to power the preamp in this guitar. We have a solid spruce top, and we have mahogany sides and back. It's somewhat pretty for sure. I find the fretboard is a little bit dry, so slides are not quite as graceful or easy as I am used to. Now the price of this guitar new on Thomann at this time is 414 euros, but this is a B-stock or a returned guitar that I got for 320 euros, which I find is really nice price for this guitar. I think it sounds pretty good. I think that it looks pretty good. And I think that it's pretty easy to play. But I do have one problem with it, and I'll probably have to send it back due to that. The other thing that is nice in Cordoba guitars, now this is the first time I've ever played a Cordoba guitar, but I've noticed that they all have truss rods. You make the truss rod adjustment here with an Allen wrench that is sent along with the guitar. And that's quite nice for classical guitars because most classical guitars don't have a truss rod. And in order to compare with a normal classic guitar, here I have my wife's Yamaha guitar. Now this is a Yamaha CG 192S, and it's a similarly priced guitar. It's sort of somewhere between low price and middle range guitars, both of them. And of course the action on this one is a little bit higher, the neck is a bit wider, and it's not quite as easy to get like fast leads with a pick. With this guitar. And on the Cordoba, the way it came set up, actually the action was quite nice, but then like I said, I was getting buzzing on the second fret. What I think I'll do is modify the action back to the way it was so that you can hear the buzzing that I'm getting. But of course the full-sized standard classical guitar here, it sounds a bit fuller, it's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit bulkier, and the action is a little bit higher. And the action on the Yamaha cannot be adjusted because we don't have a truss rod here. Of course, you can modify the action a little bit by working on the nut and here at the bridge, which I have not done. Like I said, this is not my guitar, so I think I'll just leave it the way my wife likes it. So as you can hear, of course, it doesn't have quite as much bass to it. But on the other hand, when I checked out a lot of samples on the internet, that's one of the things that I liked about the Cordoba Fusion guitars, is that they actually sound pretty full for a Fusion guitar. There are several other models out there around the same price, and all of them don't sound as full acoustically, and they don't sound as full through the preamp either. Yeah, I'm going to lower the action back to the way it was so I can play a little bit faster leads, and then I'll show you the buzzing. So here we have the Allen wrench that came with this guitar, and in order to lower the action, we're going to tighten the neck, so we want to go clockwise. So now I think we're about down to where we were in terms of the action. When I received the guitar, I'm going to tune it back up. Ideally, I would want the action a little bit lower even. So I also made a first impressions and unboxing video of this guitar. If you want to hear what it sounds like through a small Roland amp, you can check out that video. There we have that buzzing again. So there you have it. This has been my review of the Cordoba Fusion 5. If you find a good one with a perfect neck and really nice frets, I think this is really a great guitar for the price, especially if you get a returned model like this is, or a B-stock as they call it over here in Europe with Thomann. I think for the price, this thing looks good, it sounds good, it plays good. If I wasn't getting this buzzing at fret 2 on 2 of these strings, I would probably keep it. I'm getting getting a bit less buzzing than before. I'm not sure why. I'll keep working with it, and we'll see how it turns out. Maybe if I keep playing with it and somehow the buzzing goes away, maybe I'll consider keeping it. In any case, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more video on music gear, subscribe to my channel, and have a great day. Peace out.